On June 12th, the law that lets them read your messages without a warrant died. The Senate voted 47 to 52 to block it. The House killed the extension 198 to 218. The most hated surveillance power in the country voted down in the open on the record, and it changed nothing. The watching did not stop. Not for a day, not for an hour, because a secret court already signed a paper that keeps it running until March 2027. So let me ask you the only question that matters here. What is a vote worth if a sealed ruling can just ignore it? Here is what Section 702 actually is, in plain words. It lets the NSA grab the calls, texts, and emails of nearly any foreigner abroad with no individual warrant. And in the grab, it sweeps up vast amounts of Americans. You talking to someone overseas, you in a group chat, you in the background of someone else's life. There is no judge for that. No name on a warrant, just a wide net and a promise they will not look too hard at what they caught. And we know how good that promise is. The FBI has searched that pile for Americans' data over and over without warrants, including searches on protesters and even a sitting member of Congress. The net was never the problem. The thing they do with what is in it is the problem. 7 Republicans drew one line in the sand. 1. They said they would vote yes the moment you needed a warrant to read an American's messages. Just a warrant. The thing the Fourth Amendment was literally written to require, and the administration said no. That was the whole fight. Not whether to spy on foreign threats, whether they had to ask a judge before reading your texts. They would rather lose the law than accept a warrant. So, how is it still running? In March 2026, the FISA court signed a certification. A secret court in a sealed room with no defense lawyer in sight blessed a full year of warrantless surveillance. And that certification does not care what the Senate did in June. The statute can expire. The machine keeps its annual permission slip. They built it to outlive the law that supposedly authorizes it. The expiration is theater. The watching is real. Sit with the math of that. A statute that needs Congress to renew it, a Senate that voted no, a House that voted no, the public that hates it, and one March certification, signed in secret, that overrides all of them through March 2027. Every branch that is supposed to answer to you said stop. The branch that answers to no one said, keep going. Guess which one won? And here is the part they count on you missing. This is not a glitch in the system. This is the system working exactly as designed. The whole structure was built so the surveillance could survive a no vote, so that the part of government you can fire never actually controls the part that watches you. When the visible vote and the invisible ruling disagree, the invisible one wins. That is not a democracy with a flaw. That is a permission slip the spies never need. So what do you do besides get angry? Anger is easy. I do it for a living. The harder truth is that you cannot vote your way out of a thing built to ignore the vote. They designed it to survive you. So you stop appealing to the machine and start starving it. The only privacy you actually keep is the privacy you build. Encryption they cannot break. Tools that do not phone home. Networks you own a piece of, instead of renting a spot on someone else's wire. Every message you send in the clear is a message you handed them. The watching only works because everything you use was built to be watchable. Change what you use, and you take back the one vote they cannot override. They told you the law expired and dared you to feel relieved. Do not. The vote you were allowed to see was the magic trick. The certification you were never allowed to read was the actual decision. Wake up is not the slogan. It is the moment you stop accepting a no vote as proof anything stopped. Until the thing that watches you answers to the people who voted it down, you do not have oversight. You have a magic show. If this lit you up, good. I put the ownership stuff into practice with MXEL, where you own a stake in what you build instead of renting it on someone else's wire. That is the ownership stuff in practice. MXEL at mxel.com. Stay loud.